Hello, I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, also known as You Wish You Had Miss Kobayashi's Life. We start our story off with a hard-working young woman named Miss Kobayashi. She works as a video game developer, sort of. They never really go into exact details of what her job is, but needless to say, she is overworked as all get out. One day, she's had enough and just gets drunk as all get out and goes out to the woods, like you do. It is there she meets a powerful dragon named Toru, and over time they get drunk more together, and Kobayashi agrees, hey, you can be my maid, Toru, and live in my home, and all that stuff. Now, I'm not going to go into the exact details of what goes on in that conversation because, one, it is adorable and I don't want to ruin it for you, and the exact details only come into the second to last episode. So there's that. But the next day, Miss Kobashi doesn't really remember much of what happened. She thinks it was all just a dream, and she didn't really see a dragon, of course. But then Kobayashi learns that no, it wasn't a dream. This was legit, and Toru's at her door, like, okay, I'm ready to be your maid now. But after a bit of convincing, she agrees to let her be her maid, after she sees the utility of having a dragon around, being able to fly anywhere you need to at a moment's notice, being able to like repair things with magic. It's pretty useful to have a dragon around, really. But over the story, we get to see more dragons introduced to the story and everything, and Kobayashi's reaction to them, and it's just an all around sort of slice of life meets minor fantasy type stuff, which really works well for the series overall. It gets a good, like, calm feel for most of the episodes. Nothing really gets too heavy until the last episode, but I'm not going to ruin that. Just trust me, it's awesome. Going into the characters, we'll start off with Miss Kobayashi. Miss Kobayashi has basically the most stone faced of them all. She seems to be fairly, well, I won't say emotionless, just doesn't really know how to work with her emotions. She tends to just go with the punches, as it were, of life. She has that sort of melancholy ish kind of feel to her. But oh boy, when she gets drunk, oh, it is glorious to see. She just goes wild and it's awesome and I love it. But ultimately, the thing that was great about her character is seeing her warm up to Toru and see her at the beginning not really care that much about Toru, or at least she's like, you're good to have around, but you may cause some trouble, to it eventually being like, aw, I couldn't see my life without Toru. I'm just like, aw, yay, adorableness, the dragon maid has won her over and it's just cute overall. Also, there's a running gag where Toru keeps trying to get Kobayashi to eat her tail. I don't know why this is a thing and why it made me laugh so hard, but every time the gag came up, I just like busted out laughing. It is adorable. I know it sounds weird, but you watch the show, you'll understand. And that, of course, leads into Toru, the most adorable dragon you will ever see in your life. But seriously, she is just amazing. Like, she has this air of sunshine and happiness about her that just like constant cheer. Her love for Kobayashi being just like undeniable and like, oh, I can't even explain it. It literally, I lack the words to explain just how adorably awesome Toru is, especially when she's gushing over Kobayashi. But at the same time, there's a lot of inner turmoil for her. For example, she has a bit of PTSD from some past battles she fought when she was in her other world. And there's also the fact that she is with Kobayashi right now as a maid and also a possible, Yuri love interest, as it were. But they explain pretty well that dragons live, well, pretty much forever, or at least for a very long time, in comparison to humans who live to be about 80 if they're lucky. But that being said, it's basically like, oh, I'm a human and I got this hamster. I love this hamster. I'm going to care for this hamster. Oh, it's dead. That's basically how dragons are to humans, as it were. But despite that, Toru's like, I don't care. I want to love Kobayashi for as much time as I can. And they go into this a fair bit within like the later episodes. And I was just like, yeah, good on you. That's actually a really cool method to like tell the story. I never expected something so heavy from a show that just seems so lighthearted and fun. And now to talk about the chubby cheeked feathered dragon, Kana. Okay, she basically is a friend of Toru's from back in the other world, and at the beginning seems kind of like her sister. But as the story goes on, she is basically becomes Kobayashi's adopted daughter in a way, basically. because she does see Kobayashi as her mother, as it were, or at least an adopted mother. And I think she probably sees more and more of Toru as maybe like a motherly figure as well. I just thought it was really neat how they did that, and it basically had like a nuclear family sort of situation, but they had it with these dragons and all these like weird things they add in there, and it's just like it really, really works. Particularly in the episode where we see her going to school for the first time, and you can see that dragon or not dragon, a kid is still a kid and they're still going to act like, oh, I don't want all these practical things. I want the shiny, sparkly stuff. And just a bunch of other things. They were all worried about, oh, is she going to get bullied for being different and everything? And I'm not going to spoil it, but it is adorable how they handle it. Pretty much, this character is just a ball of sunshine, and I love it. But there is one thing about her character that I didn't like. It wasn't even really about her character, just something they added in the story with her character. You see, this girl in her school has a bit of a crush on her, which normally I wouldn't mind. I'd be like, oh, a Yuri relationship. Okay, go for it. Progressive and all that. But the way they handle it was a bit off putting. I'm not going to get into too many details, just they need to tone that back if they ever have a second season. Like, you can have them having like a romantic relationship or whatever, like, oh, she has a crush on her, how cute, or whatever, but just tone back certain things. And anyone who's seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. Now we get to my favorite character of the show, Fafnir. Okay, this character starts out as basically just like, I hate all humans, kill all humans, humans are the worst, blah, 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 blah. But over time he learns that, some humans aren't so bad. And he gets really, really into like gaming and otaku culture, and it's awesome. And I'm just like, aw, the dragon that hated humanity is liking a part of humanity. Granted, it's a total nerdy part of humanity, but it works. Also, he has like this relationship with one of Ms. Kawashi's friends, and it is just adorable. I think his name is Makoto, if I'm remembering correctly. And just like the way that they have like this relationship where they don't even have to speak all that much, but when they do, you can tell that they actually care for each other. And oh, it's just amazing. And the friend gets Fafnir into all the anime and otaku stuff and video games. They even have a Dark Souls reference. Oh, he is just the best character ever. The show is worth watching alone just for him. If they ever do a spin off series to this show, I want one just focusing on Fafnir. That would be amazing. Now, as for the art and animation, most of the time the animation is fairly normal, just average walking and talking animation. But at certain points, the animation quality goes over 9,000 with the most awesome magic scenes you'll ever see. Also, I like how sometimes the dragons are like these over detailed, like really cool creatures, and other times they just look like the derpiest little cute dragons ever. Oh, they especially do with this Victoria's dragon form a lot, and I'm just like, oh. I know a lot of people didn't like the overly simplified design for Toru's dragon form, but I thought it was adorable. Needless to say, I did very much enjoy this show. This thing is so sweet it'll give you diabetes, no kidding. But at the end of the day, I give this show 5 stars out of 5. It is one that you need to watch. Seriously, it is. I have not seen a show this entertaining in a long time. So until next time, I am the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.